Big East Softball is brought to you by Invesco QQQ, the official ETF of Big East Softball. Jake Ryan, John Schreiner from Omaha, Nebraska. It is a interesting weather day to say the least. Lots of clouds. Some rain has moved through, but we are ready to go, and we are chopping at the bit to get this crucial Big East series underway today. There you go. There's the records. The Pirates of Seton Hall, the Blue Jays of Creighton, and those conference records, very critical. We are very close to one of these teams perhaps not making it, or if everything plays out, we're close to these teams each sliding in to postseason play.
Starting lineup there for the Pirates. This is a team that can really, really hit the ball. The player to watch is the pitcher, who might be one of the best two-way players, probably is the best two-way player in the conference this season in Kelsey Carr. She's been dominant in the circle and can drive the ball out of the yard, which is critical in this park here in Omaha.
Absolutely could become a launching pad as you see the entire Seton Hall lineup. Jays have got a strong lineup as well, but I mean, you look at the way these two teams are. That's why they're so similar in the standings, John. They've got similar offensive numbers, similar defensive numbers. And for the Jays, the defense is going to be key today.
Yeah, and a little change in the defensive alignment for Creighton today. We've seen Kenzie Nakasawa play second base for much of the season for Creighton. Megan McCutcheon, the freshman, gets the start. So McCutcheon, Pearson, those two middle infielders, both of them pretty good defensive players. Maybe trying to shut down some of this potent Seton Hall offense up the middle.
It's going to be critical that they get a good game out of their starting pitchers in this series. Obviously, it has become Brooklyn Patchen and Kenzie Schoper as this season has continued on, and it'll be Patchen that gets the start today. There's the sophomore's numbers. She really has improved here in this streak where the Jays have won 11 of 13, gotten themselves back into the hunt here in the Big East Conference.
Yeah, it leads the team in wins with 9, has the most strikeouts with 78, and they'll be looking for a great start from Brooklyn Patchen today. But like we said, the Seton Hall lineup, they can really put it on you. The only team so far this season to take 2 from St. John's, who's tied at the top of the conference standings with UConn. So Seton Hall more than capable of getting wins on the road. Creighton, if they get 2, they're in. Seton Hall, they also would like to get 2 wins. So a series win for either team, very, very important for making it to the Big East tournament.
Absolutely, both teams going to be pressing, and we'll see who can relax first. Patchen set, top of the order set as well. It's Katie Brennan that takes against Patchen for pitch number 1 as a ball. Your home plate umpire today, it'll be Matt Teichmeyer. Teichmeyer is joined by Paul Boyd and Jim Doyle at first and third. Pitch number 2 up as well, and quickly it's 2-0 on Katie Brennan.
Yeah, Brennan's had a really nice season of her own. She had a 32-game hit streak at one point this season, and she's currently on a 12-game streak, or had also a 12-game streak of reaching base. So she has really been a table setter at the top of this lineup. Freshman of the year last season.
Not only that, John, but she's got that pop in her bat as well as she launches this one down the left field line for the strike. So again, about an hour late getting started today. We are underway, the final weekend at this ballpark here in the Bowl at the CU Sports Complex. Patchen's pitch, high, drilled into center field, and that one is off the top of the wall. Quick turn by Dalton, and Brennan will go scurrying back into first with a long, long single.
Good decision by Ella Dalton to not try to play this all the way to the wall and wait for the rebound. Probably saved the extra base by stopping short of the track and waiting for it. Just a good defensive play to hold Brennan to only a single.
And I tell you what, that fence is lower. It is gone. That is the section of fence in dead center field. Oh, roughly from about the 208 to the 215 mark. That is a little bit higher, but that one bangs about a foot below the top. And the Jays catch a break. Brennan gave it a ride, and the batter is Caroline Hobbs.
And those storm systems that moved through today have come from the north. So the wind has been out of the north, which is blowing in at this ballpark. Probably that slight inward wind kept that ball in the yard.
Counts evened up as Hobbs bangs it into the net. Blue Jays and Pirates just underway, the first of 3. Looking forward to this one. I tell you what, both of our eyes raised when we saw that score against St. John's earlier for Seton Hall. There it is through the left side of the infield, a base hit to left. It'll be Brennan holding up at second. Hobbs will follow the leadoff single with one of her own. 2 on and nobody out. And Kelsey Carr, who we talked about in the opener, is the batter.
Yeah, Creighton playing up the middle, had the 2 middle infielders tucked in a little bit, trying to play for a double play, and it just, that gap on the left side was wide open, and Hobbs able to sneak it through.
Saw that weather. The sun is out for the first time today as we get this one underway just after 5 o'clock.
Yeah, and with those trees behind home plate above the bleachers, it creates that weird shadow on the field where ground balls will come out of the shadow into the sunlight.
Patchen close, but outside and up, and it's 2-0. Brennan at second base, Hobbs at first, both with singles to get aboard. Kelsey Carr trying to help her own cause. The 2-0 right down the pipe, 2-1.
And Carr has just been magnificent at the plate. You look at where she ranks in the Big East. 3rd in slugging percentage, 1st in on base, 5th in runs, 6th in RBI, 6th in doubles.
And that ball gets slightly away from Lily West, can't locate it, and that'll allow Katie Brennan and Caroline Hobbs both to advance into scoring position.
And she leads the conference in walks, does Carr. So she has been an absolute terror at the dish for opposing pitchers this year.
She's pretty close to setting the Seton Hall record.
Yeah.
As well in that category. 3 balls and a strike, first base open now. Hannah Alexander, who has been on a tear this season after missing last year with injury, is next. Carr, Patchen, strike 2, nice pitch from Brooklyn Patchen.
We've seen this Creighton pitching staff at times this year be able to get out of these situations, these early traffic situations, without giving much up. We'll see if Patchen can work out of this one.
And it's just outside. She cannot get out of at least that at bat. And the free pass loads them up.
Tried to throw that breaking pitch that was just off the corner to get it break back over, and just never spun quite enough.
Didn't miss by much, and here's Alexander way up top, gets away from West. Brennan will stay put. Great job by Lily West, good cover by Patchen to get that ball back to the plate, and a smart decision from Katie Brennan to stay put. That foul territory here misleading. It is, first of all, quite shallow, and if it bangs off that lower wall, it goes right back to where it needs to go. Second pitch is high. Patchen looks to be a little bit shaken right now.
Yeah, a couple of hits early and then a walk. The traffic on the base paths looks like it's on her mind.
Alexander, deep breath. And a strike across. The graduate out of Wrightstown leads the team in hit by pitch. So she'll stand in there, and the way Patchen's going, she hasn't exactly had control of the softball right now. 2-2 outside. Excuse me, the 2-1 outside, and it's 3-1.
You would hope, if you're Creighton, that Patchen can give you probably at least 4 or 5.
Swing and a light tapper. It'll be a flip from McCutcheon. Stumbling forward, they'll get the force out at first, but a run will score as Brennan crosses for the lid lifter on the scoreboard today.
Just a little bloop into middle of the infield, and McCutcheon with a stumble on the way to pick it up. There was going to be no chance for a double play either way. It's an RBI ground out almost no matter what you do there.
First pitch swinging for Olivia Gilbert. Starter at first base today. She's first on the team with 49 RBI, 9 home runs on the year, and is ready to go yet again here with 2 on and 1 away. The 0-1. Yeah, and there's a strike across the outside corner. So it's 0-2. First time Patchen has been this far ahead in the count.
And she's been looking for that outside corner pitch. Hasn't gotten the call until right there.
Yeah, she's been close a couple times, but you're right. That's the first time she's gotten credit. That time it's outside for ball 1.
Both of these teams had midweek tune-ups going into the final weekend. Seton Hall got a victory over LIU, 2-1.
Low, West again loses it. Nobody advancing. There's some trouble today behind the plate. This is unusual for Lily West to be guessing this much. That's the 3rd time, check that 4th time it's gotten away, and the 2nd time it's just been right around her.
A couple high, a couple that have bounced right behind.
The 2-2 fouled off again by Gilbert. Taylor Hill, the right fielder, will follow.
Don't know if the signals are crossed up or what, but something has certainly gone wrong in the battery here in the 1st inning.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 aboard. For Olivia Gilbert, the pitch outside by Patchen, full count. Couple of singles and a walk and a RBI ground out. That's where we're at so far with the first out made a moment ago. Pearson can't get to it. It's off the glove. Dalton will run into it, and it will be 2-0 Seton Hall. Kelsey Carr holding at 3rd base. Caroline Hobbs, no problem scoring on that single.
Sent it right back where it came from, right up the middle, just to the left of Patchen, and Pearson, despite her defensive prowess, couldn't make the play.
Just creeping over a little bit, probably to cover 3rd, should that be needed, and it was just enough out of position where it rolls into the outfield off the tip of her glove. First pitch to Taylor Hill, swinging from the left side. She's out of Little Falls, New Jersey. It's down the road from where my dad grew up.
How about that?
A picturesque natural wonder right in the middle of town. Here's the 0-1, low and outside, 1-1.
Nowhere near Great Falls, Montana.
No, not at all, not even close. Here's the pitch by Patchen, and it's fouled into the net. Passaic Valley High is where my dad matriculated from.
Okay.
He's a 3-time state champion in cross country and track. They built him different then.
Well,
that ball up, 2-2.
Certainly built different than me if you're winning at cross country.
Yes. That was never a gift that I was given. Gave me a lot of gifts over the years. That was not one of them.
Like
Sweet boot box when I was 12, though.
I'm like a dwarf. Very dangerous over short distances.
The count runs full, 3-2. Patchen now at 30 pitches. Hill ready. The pitch. She'll swing at it and drops it into the net just outside the Seton Hall dugout. Jays in their white unis to start this. Seton Hall wearing the blue pinstripes. Creighton has a uniform very similar to that. Obviously not Under Armour. They go with the Nike. The righty's delivery. Swing and a miss. Out number 2. A big one for Brooklyn Patchen.
That's good to get the swing and miss on that pitch. Starts over the middle of the plate. Tails away from the left-handed hitter. Nice execution from Patchen, who maybe is starting to settle in just a little bit.
Runner still at the corners with 2 away now. Carr at 3rd, Gilbert at 1st, and the batter is Naya Martinez. Shortstop takes ball 1 low.
But this is going to be the job for Creighton, is navigating the top of that order. So many good hitters at the top of the lineup for Seton Hall. Going to have to get outs where you can get them.
At a pitch. Buckling the knee slightly of Martinez. She'll take it for a strike, 1-1. Watch it again. Watch the knee. She really thought about it. Another pitch they call low and outside, 2-1.
I like the location there. You go up and in for the strike and then try to get the eye level of the hitter changed with down and away. Martinez was wise to the strategy.
That's one thing that Patchen does better than anybody else on this staff, is change the eye level of her pitches. Change the plane. 2-2 now, as it's fouled into the net. Andrea Perez would follow if Martinez can keep it going. Just outside, 3-2. Well, here we go, another full count, John. She has run them up so far in this first inning.
Seton Hall is really making her work for everything. They're not swinging at anything out of the zone.
That's one of their hallmarks of this year's team. Seton Hall and UConn lead the team in strikeout to walk ratio. How about strikeout number 2 of the inning? Martinez swings through it, and the Jays get out of trouble. Pirates leave a couple, score a couple, 2-0 after half an inning in Omaha. There's the batting lineup for the Creighton Blue Jays. We talked about Seton Hall's lineup being stacked. Jays lineup fairly similar. Cedra Seville, man oh man, 384. She's looking to keep that average up there this weekend and has a chance to set a Big East record. We'll talk about that as the weekend continues. Issue defensive alignment as Carr and Alexander will be the battery for Seton Hall. Pretty darn good defensive alignment for either squad today. I mean, this is a lineup on both sides of the ball that is really equitable. We'll see if the Jays can fight back from an early 2-0 deficit.
Yeah, and Amber Johnson, the center fielder, is the player that Seton Hall pinch hits for to leave Carr in the lineup because of the way she swings the bat. She gets it done both in the circle and at the plate. So we'll get a look at Carr here, facing off with Cedra Seville, one of the best in the conference right now as the leadoff hitter.
The senior, we've talked about it ad nauseum this year about how her improvement from her sophomore year to now has just been remarkable. She is set to go.
Can do it a variety of ways. She can bunt, she can slap, she can swing away.
Slightly choked up on that bat, lays it down right into the glove of Carr, and a quick throw over. They get the speedy Seville for out number 1.
Just got a little too much on that bunt. Wanted that to die in front of the plate. You see what she's trying to do is just knock it down, but it had enough top spin on it that it got to Carr quickly. She's able to make the throw.
Here is the Blue Jay Female Rookie of the Year, as named at Wednesday night's Billy's Awards show, Ashton Pearson. She obviously they award that for last season,
right?
Which creates a little bit of awkwardness when you win that award full on into your sophomore year. She's ahead in the count, 1-0 from Carr. Burned in, but that's the key word. It was in and a little bit low. Let's see where that came in at. Right at the knee, but the frame job by Alexander not good enough to get the strike call. 2-0 to Pearson. That ball right down the pipe for strike number 1.
She's got a ton of movement on that screwball that starts like almost in the left-handed batter's box and ends up on the inside corner. It's a really nasty pitch.
Pearson swinging, fouls it back, and the count even at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Lily West to follow. And if either one of Pearson or West can get on, it'll be Kaylin Schultz. Chelsea Carr, no headgear worn. Leaves the pitch well up. So a full count to the Jays shortstop.
And Ashton Pearson's one of those players who the batting average improvement from last year is just remarkable. I mean, she had some real struggles at the plate, but was in there because she's a whiz defensively.
Deep drive, and now not as deep as it looked. High fly ball, and an easy can of corn out in left field for Katie Brennan. Now, are other vegetables not as easy to catch?
They're not. No, I think, you know, the odd shape.
Oh, like green beans and things
well,
like that?
You know, like a bell pepper is not gonna, it's not gonna have the aerodynamics.
Okay.
It's gonna make it, you know, float a little bit out there.
Lily West, the batter. I'm glad we could clarify these things early on in the series.
Got to get it out of the way.
West, the junior out of Choctaw, Oklahoma, around the Oklahoma City area. He 1-0 becomes 2-0. His car's out of the zone again. Set again his car. West in the box. Here's the pitch right down the middle for strike one.
And she's just so good with the spin.
Well, you see it. It's the same setup to Pearson as well.
Yep.
And just freezes both Pearson and West on that first strike pitch. That ball tails to the outside, and it will be ball 3.
Yeah, so she's got the screwball action and the slider action. So she's got pitches that break both ways. Really tough to deal with.
West sends it into play. Great pickup. Oh, no, it goes under the glove of Naya Martinez. It looked like she got it into the glove on the low hop. And instead, it's a single through the left side for Lily West. It looked like Martinez gloved that. Watch it again, or if we're going to get the same look. And it looked like she came up with it on that very narrow hop, but it goes off the glove into left field. And Lily West is the first Jays base runner. Schultz can make a difference.
Yeah, one of the Big East's leaders in home runs, RBIs, slugging percentage. She has really added power to this lineup.
West set at first. She bluffs, the strike called, and it's 0-2 to Schultz. One thing Kaylin Schultz doesn't do is panic when there's 2 strikes.
Creighton's been pretty good with 2 outs as a team this season.
Carr's pitch, driven to left center field, way back, and it is gone. This game is tied on the bat of Kaylin Schultz.
You said it, Jake. No panic. And Schultz got the one she wanted, and boy, did she get it. That was a no-doubter from the time it left the bat.
Again, compact swing, just drives the ball and smokes it to left center field. What a hit again by Kaylin Schultz. Another home run here on the season as she just continues to come through in the clutch for the Blue Jays.
I think it's a mistake pitch from Kelsey Carr. She left that one at the top of the zone. And that spinning ball that comes in a little slower to a batter like Schultz, who has that kind of power, you're just not going to get away with it.
Sydney Potter leads the team in home runs with 13. Just one ahead of where Schultz stands now with her 12th. And Potter, again, just the silent assassin. Just so good at crushing the ball. Crushes this one into the net. She's down 0-2.
In that midweek doubleheader with Kansas City, Potter hit 3 home runs and was intentionally walked 3 times. Just the fear when she steps into the batter's box.
Low and outside, wastes that pitch. It's 1-2.
And in game 1 against the Roos, she hit home runs in back-to-back at-bats, and Kansas City said, that's enough. You can have the free base. First at bat in game 2, home run, and they walked her intentionally twice after that.
There's a big swing for Potter, and it is not rewarded. But the Jays are rewarded. Lily West gets a seeing eye single, and Kaylin Schultz follows it up with a 2-run blast. We're all knotted at 2 through 1 inning of play. critical Big East series here in Omaha for the final weekend of the regular season. There you go, right in the middle of the standings. Creighton and Seton Hall. Jays have won 11 of their last 13. Seton Hall has pulled off some critical wins, including 2 in that series against St. John's. Of course, St. John's and UConn battling it out for first place this week. Butler has done Villanova and Providence. And DePaul taking a couple from Georgetown today to assure themselves of a not last place finish. Brooklyn Patchen to start things off, ripped down the right field line for the leadoff stick here in the top of the second. It's Andrea Perez, followed by the DP, Aaron Howard. Katie Brennan will follow at the top of the order.
And importantly, as you look at those standings, Creighton does hold the season series win over Butler. So should those two end tied, Creighton does have the tiebreak in that scenario.
Obviously, Creighton would love a 3-game sweep, but they will take 2. They cannot get swept without a lot of help to make the Big East tournament.
Creighton lost the series to Villanova, so they would not have a tiebreaker there, and lost the series to Providence, which is why currently 1 win for Creighton is not necessarily enough to get them into the postseason. Now Villanova's already taken 1 from Providence, so if Providence could get the next 2, that'd be a lot of pressure on Creighton.
Ball left up high by Patchen here in inning 2. It's 2-2. 2 runs on 3 hits and a walk in the first for Seton Hall. Trying to start it off the same way in the second. Patchen ready. And how about strikeout number 3? She struck out 3 Pirates in a row. And Perez, the first batter of the second inning, goes down swinging just like the previous 2 did.
Patchen with an inauspicious start to this game. A lot of pitches out of the zone, gave up some hits, but the last 3 batters, she has started to find it.
Here comes the bottom of the order, Aaron Howard, the DP, the junior, ready to go in the right-handed batter's box. She'll swing first pitch, fouls it into the net on the backstop.
Oh, one thing you can say about Seton Hall so far is they've been aggressive at the dish. If it's in the zone, they're swinging at it, trying to put the ball in play just as much as possible.
Yeah, they've got that good balance where they show incredible patience and are swinging at good pitches. Ball down low, 1-1. So Howard just 167 on the year, just her. Check that, 167 in the last 10. And she'll send that drifting out to right field. Sidra Seville, no problem, and has out number 2. Top of the order, Katie Brennan. Just a weak single the first time up. She crushed it off the center field fence. Great defense by Ella Dalton. Held her to a single on a very, very deep fly ball. She'll look to pick something up here with 2 away. Patchen's pitch, a strike. That's where she missed the first time.
It's it's so disappointing when you hit a ball that well and you get 1 base out of it, right? Like,
and I don't think she had 1 flap down or anything.
No.
Just a good play. Slight bat waggle for Brennan, and she'll take ball 1 outside. I mean, that was one where we had to stop. Okay, where is this going to end up at? And it did just bang about a foot off the top of the wall in dead center field, just to the left of the 215 marker. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 away. Big swing by Brennan. She comes up empty this time. It's 1-2.
And the pitches are looking a little different from Patchen now. Look, that one, again, starts on the inside, moves back over the plate. Brennan couldn't catch up to it.
Outside, lays off, 2-2.
Brennan, you saw the bend. She was just hoping for the right call.
She got the reprieve. Nice job by West to keep that where it needed to be, but just a little bit outside. There's another one. Now the count is full, 3-2.
Patchen's been going away, away, away. See if she tries to run one back over the inside corner.
The righty to the lefty. Fouled off to the left side.
And that's what she tried to do, but it rose a little bit on her. I think she wanted that to stay down, and it just came up into the heart of the zone.
So we'll do the full count again, with Caroline Hobbs hoping for a chance. Patchen with a walk in the first, trying to get out of this inning with a 1-2-3. The 3-2, just low, and it's ball 4. And Brennan is on for the second time in 2 innings.
Second walk from Patchen.
Man, just dipped down a little low. Of course, if that stays up and you're seeing a swing from Brennan, you might not be getting that softball back. Hobbs to the plate. She singled to the left side.
2-out hitting, always so important. And for Seton Hall, didn't do anything with 2 outs last inning. Let's see what Hobbs can do.
She goes to right center all the way to the track. Seville picks it up. Brennan will put the brakes on at third. And it's a 2-out double for Caroline Hobbs.
Well, there you go. That's why that walk was so important for Seton Hall. You get to the meat of the lineup, and Hobbs doing what Hobbs does. Just deposits it out in right center. Something working here in the second for the Pirates now.
Great job by Seville to get over. Good backup by Dalton, but it is Seton Hall in business. Carr trying to put herself back on top. She walked last inning, ended up stuck at third. And there's another ball with base runners on, John, that goes off of the legs of Lily West, and now the catcher's going to want to meet with her pitcher, and the head coach will want to get in on the discussion as well. I don't know what's going on. It's just she didn't have any problem when obviously she didn't have any non-moments last inning when there were no base runners. This time around, she cruises through the first 2, gets a strikeout and a fly ball, and then was up in the count to Brennan.
Pressure does funny things.
It certainly does.
And this is a pressure-packed weekend for both teams.
So the discussion is over. Patchen will get a handful of dirt. Krista Wood in her 3rd year heads back to the dugout to chart the rest of the inning.
She's done a really nice job coaching this team this season.
Oh, they were down, and she didn't allow them to get out. Ball 2, as it's in the dirt to Kelsey Carr.
Honestly, after those first couple of series in Big East play, you would have been excused for writing Creighton off for this season. Honestly.
Yeah.
They just didn't look like they had it.
There's a strike on the outside edge to Carr, and it's 2-1.
Good pitch.
Right over that black man. A wry smile after it, fouled off by Carr toward the folks in the right field area and past the folks in the right field area.
Big pitch right here. Carr with tons of power, tons of ability.
And outside 3-2 again. So she went full on Brennan.
Carr best in the conference at drawing walks. Already has drawn one today.
First base is open, and the pitch. And it is sent to the moon. Foul. Crushed that ball. I don't think we've got a Plinko ball, guys. I think that one was well over the building. Kitty Gone Pavilion, of course, will be gone, as the Blue Jays will open up a new facility next year. A lot of memories at that place. Up and out. Ball 4. Carr didn't even have to consider it. So there you go. Similar to last inning. Runners at second and third. First base open. Carr takes the open base. And Hannah Alexander, who got an RBI ground out last inning, will stroll to the plate. She will not be able to go that route this time with 2 away. Pitch number 1, swinging right away, and it's fouled away. RBI ground out by Alexander. An RBI single by Olivia Gilbert. That's how Seton Hall got their runs. If you're joining us late, where you been? Game started an hour late. It's supposed to start 4 o'clock Central Time here. Instead, starts just after 5 due to a pop-up thunderstorm that really brought a lot of moisture down, and then some lightning in the area as well. The 0-1. Alexander right into the glove of Patchen, and the Jays get out of it. Seton Hall leads the bases loaded. Look what I found, John. A ball right in the mitts. Creighton heads to the bottom of the second. 2-2 your score. Final weekend of the CU Sports Complex as Seton Hall comes to town in a critical Big East finale for the regular season between Creighton and the Hall, as my cousin likes to say. The Hall, you watching the Hall tonight? There you go, home of the Dogs. I hope that the kindness and the openness to having the animals come along with the fans is still available at the new park.
It's been a big feature.
That and the Brewdads. I hope there's space for the Brewdads.
That's what I'm saying. We need to have those fans standing beyond the outfield wall at the new facility.
Put a bus stop out there and then they could
do it.
Yeah. The new orbit stop right outside of left field.
Put a Taco Bell, why not?
Let's go a little bit more upscale.
Lift Moss, right? Am I right?
Let's do a Chipotle or you know, something else. Pitch up to the leadoff hitter here in the bottom of the second. That's center fielder Ella Dalton, who strolls to the plate. Talk about a resurgence. Ella has found the stance, the rhythm that she had last season. Hits a tall fly ball out to right field as it's roped in by Taylor Hill in right field. But as I was saying, she's really kind of found the bat again after being a little bit lost for a part of the season. Batter now Erica Perez.
Yeah, and what an embarrassment of riches to have a player like Erica Perez batting 7th in your lineup. Really good at drawing walks, clutch hitter.
And we talk about Kaylin Schultz not worrying when she's got 2 strikes. Erica Perez also very good when she's down 0-2. Carr leaves it up, and it will be 1-1 on Perez. With 1 away. Lily West, a 2-out single, followed by the Kaylin Schultz home run. That's why we're tied at 2, as the Blue Jays even this one up in the first. Outside, Alexander tried to bring it back in to frame it.
And Carr is a pitcher that you can be patient with. And she has issued 44 walks in her 124 innings. So there are free passes out there if you can hold off on some of those breaking pitches that look really good but end up out of the zone.
That pitch stays in, and it's 3-1 to Perez. Ground ball towards second base, into the mitt, and Hobbs over to Gilbert for out number 2. And here comes Hannah Poole. She showed off some pop the other night against Kansas City as well.
She sure did. Had a couple of her best games of the season at the dish midweek.
And every kid wants to hit a walk-off grand slam. She
no
did that
doubt.
Game number 1 in that 9-1 shortened inning. And there you go. How about another give it a ride? Out to left, running into the wall is Brennan, and the Blue Jays have the lead.
Well, Hannah Poole, she has caught fire at the right time of the season. She found that power swing, and this one was way up in the air. Didn't know if it was going to have enough on it, but certainly it did. How about Hannah Poole over the last 3 games, driving the ball out of the yard?
I thought we were going to have another rain delay that was hit so high. Megan McCutcheon's spot in the order looks like we'll have a pinch hitter. It'll be Avery Barnard that will step in to swing for the Blue Jay starter at second. I don't know that I'm exactly surprised by this move, as McCutcheon strong in the field, not so much at the plate here in her early career. So Barnard ready to go again as a pinch hitter, and Avery's got some pop as well. Fouls this ball into the screen.
Yeah, 62 at bats on the year, batting .290. Does have a pair of home runs.
Jays with a couple of home runs. They've taken the lead 3-2 on them.
Mostly used as a pinch hitter this year. Has seen some time in the field.
1 ball, 1 strike to Barnard. Avery set the pitch. Up and out. 2-1.
And again, another 2-out hit scores a run for Creighton. All 3 of their runs have come with 2 outs.
There's a strike on the inside corner. Yeah, they haven't needed to get the line moving. They've just got that pop, especially that series against Kansas City. I think, what was it, 6 home runs between the 2 games?
Yep.
So they have utilized the long ball recently here at home. And we all know this park can be a launching pad given the conditions. The wind pretty flat right now, but that hasn't stopped the air from carrying it out. Barnard jammed, and it will be a catch and an out as Naya Martinez races in for out number 3. But John said the 2-out hitting is critical, and they do it again. Blue Jays, another home run, this time a solo shot by Hannah Poole. It's 3-2 after 2.
Fans, make sure you stop by the Creighton marketing table located behind the first base dugout. They're selling vintage softball gear and game-worn jerseys. Defensive changes for your Jays. Now playing second base.
Concession stand is open, and there you go. Talk about supporting your own cause. Director of Athletics Marcus Blossom grabbing a fresh dog at the concession stand.
I think Marcus is a popcorn guy.
Oh, you think so? Too much in my teeth. I try to avoid that. It's Gilbert, Hill, and Martinez here in the top of the 3rd inning. Jake Ryan along with John Schreiner, and John will take us through the end of the 5th.
All right, thank you very much, Jake. Creighton with the Hannah Poole home run gives Brooklyn Patchen the 1-run lead. It's Olivia Gilbert, the first baseman. Had an RBI single in the first. She'll be the first batter here to start the 3rd inning, and Patchen starts her off with the ball out of the zone. Hannah Poole has moved over to second base for Creighton, and Barnard has been inserted in left field. So a little shift in the lineup after Barnard came in as a pinch hitter at the bottom of the 2nd. One from Patchen. Bounces. He's had trouble with those droppers, keeping him in the zone. There's Barnard out in left. Nebraska native. Gilbert readies for the 2-1, hits it foul.
And that's the great thing about the game of softball, and it allows you that flexibility to get McCutcheon in there for defensive purposes early on, and if needed, she can re-enter later on.
Gilbert batting .336, looking to start things off for Seton Hall here. She sees that one away, and the count runs full.
It's another one of those pitches by Patchen that has just been on the wrong side of the line. She's thrown some really good chase pitches, but Seton Hall hasn't chased.
And that off-speed pitch froze Gilbert in her tracks. And Patchen gets her 4th strikeout.
Yeah, impressive. Again by Patchen, just freezes her as it drops right in. The movement, we talked about Carr's movement being hard to deal with. Watch this again. I mean, just looks like it's continuing to rise and just flips into the glove of Lily West.
First pitch swinging for Taylor Hill, right fielder. Hill, one of the all-time greats in the history of Seton Hall softball, holds the career records for runs and doubles, and she is 7 hits away from the career hits record.
Yeah, 219 coming in. 225 is where she'll have to get to tie herself up at the top of that mark.
Batting .340 with 51 hits. And again, an embarrassment of riches to have Taylor Hill batting 6th in your lineup. She hits this one hard out to left. It was a stumble by Barnard, and Hill with a 1-out double.
A pretty good swing put on that particular softball by Taylor Hill, and it almost looked like it caught Barnard off balance a little bit.
It turned the wrong way initially, I think.
Yeah, not only that, but I think she started in turning that wrong way and was having to adjust herself as she backed to the fence.
17th double of the year for Hill. She's one of the Big East leaders in that category.
4 for 5 stolen bases on the season. And is ready to go at second, given the opportunity.
Naya Martinez trying to bring her around. She's down 0-1 in the count. And that one catches the inside corner for strike 2. Martinez struck out her first time up to end the first inning. In danger of going down on strikes again.
Yeah, top 3 hitters in this lineup have been on base both times. And now that you're into the second half, Patchen really handled them well. 6 through 9 handled them very well through the first pass. But obviously, Hill has changed that with the double.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Patchen taking a lot of time with this one. She get the swing. They check down to third. And that is another strikeout for Brooklyn Patchen. Gets the check swing strikeout on Martinez. And Patchen's already rung up 5 Pirates.
Now watch it again. Martinez goes around, but watch the body language if they show it afterwards. She looks at the umpire, and she knew that she had gone. Trying to, it's one of those times when you get called for the foul. I didn't touch him. You know, it's just.
Andrea Perez back in for her 2nd trip to the plate. Gets the first pitch ball. That's in for a strike.
Yeah, Lily West, the catcher for the Blue Jays, knew that was a swing. She got up immediately and was 4 steps toward the third base umpire asking for the appeal.
Numbers on Perez. Pretty good for hitting in the 8 spot. That one way outside. It's always interesting to me how coaches like to set up their lineup. Some coaches want all the best hitters stacked at the top, and obviously here for Angie Churchill. She wants a couple of table setters at the bottom. This one hit way out to left. That is gone. Andrea Perez, 4th home run of the year, puts the Pirates back in front.
Well, very similar to Hannah Poole's home run. Put it up there in that left field jet stream. It doesn't look like it's there today, but the ball carrying out Barnard, a weak attempt to try to get up that wall. There was no bringing that one back as Seton Hall takes the lead. Watch it again, just a high fly ball and kept carrying. You knew it was gone. She knew it was gone with the finger in the air, and a lead for the Pirates on the road.
Back and forth we go. Two away here, top of 3. The Andrea Perez 2-run homer have the Pirates back in front. Aaron Howard, the designated player. Before the lineup turns over, Patchen would love for that to start the next inning. Gets the strike call there as Howard wouldn't pull the trigger. A 1-1, just a bit low.
Yeah, good pitch, just needed a little bit more height on it. But you saw right across that outside edge again, though.
Tried the off speed, but it floated a bit too much out of the hand. And now a 3-1 count for the number 9 hitter in the Seton Hall lineup. Chopped out in front of the plate. Easy play for Pearson. She makes it. And Creighton gets out of the inning, but Seton Hall uses the long ball. A home run answer for the Pirates. They lead at 4-3. Can Creighton find an answer of their own? We'll see when we come back. Angie Churchill in her 4th season as the head coach of Seton Hall. Got her 300th career win in the series against St. John's. Played her college softball at Michigan.
Second fastest leader of the Pirates to hit 100 wins. Also the fastest to reach 50 wins.
In Big East play, that's right.
Yes.
So bottom of 3, Blue Jays chasing a run here at home.
Those are some marks to hit all in one season. 300
No
career,
doubt.
100 at Seton Hall, and 50 Big East wins. Pretty incredible. She's done a nice job.
Sidra Seville back at the top of the lineup for Creighton. She's up 2 balls, no strikes. Tried a bunt that rolled a little too far her first time up and sees a strike as she pulls it back.
Yeah, hit it on that packed down part of the infield right in front of the plate, and it just rolled Carr.
Carr misses away. 3-1.
It's one of those things that the Jays won't be able to do next year, is go out and rough that dirt up, make it a little softer.
An all-turf field in the new facility. Carr's 3-1. Seville missed it on the bunt attempt.
Yeah, just trying to wait till the last moment to throw that bunt down, or put that bunt down, and just came up empty.
Seville right back up the middle, off Carr. She turns to make the throw, but Seville is safe at first. And we will check on the Seton Hall pitcher as that came right off the thigh. Have a look.
Yeah, we mentioned that she doesn't wear any protection.
Now she did get it with the glove. I thought it initially came off the upper thigh, but she did get the glove to it first.
You think Sidra Seville ran track? Did you see the way she hit that finish line? And Pearson trying to lay the bunt down, and she'll take her first pitch from Carr.
So leadoff runner aboard here to start the bottom of the third. Ashton Pearson.
I don't know how that's going to bode for the Jays. They've usually just like to have 2 outs.
Got to be 2 outs. The 0-1 to Pearson, and she pops the bunt back into the glove of Alexander. And an out given away by the Creighton shortstop.
Well, that's one thing that we've talked about the last several weeks, is that the execution, not obviously every time, but they've done it, what, probably 5, 6 times where they've given away an out on a bunt that was just not executed the way you want to. And you can't be perfect every time, but man, just disappointing.
Lily West singled and scored on the Kaylin Schultz home run. And she's got a 1-1 count here with 1 away. And Sidra Seville over at first. And Seville's going. The throw down. Tag not in time. Sidra Seville with the swipe.
And that ball just to the shortstop side on the throw by Alexander, and she has to grab the softball, does Perez, and swing it back over, and by that time Seville was on the outside of the bag, safe.
West hits this one high and back. 2-2 the count now. West, one of the best hitting catchers in the league. Big swing from West. This will get foul. High fly ball out to right. Hill under it, makes the play. Seville stays put, and there are 2 gone.
Yeah, back-to-back unproductive outs. Seville having to steal second base, and West just can't get enough on that fly ball to advance her.
Kaylin Schultz in the first inning. Big fly out to left center that tied the game. She steps up in an RBI situation again. And a good pitch from Carr on the outside corner.
Oh, looks like it held on the outside. Was that not a strike called, John?
Certainly looked like it was, but the count says 2-0.
We'll see if we get reset by Matt Teichmeyer, our home plate umpire.
That one down. So looks like a 3-0 count.
Yep,
it is.
There's the signal.
I thought for sure that first pitch was going to be called a strike.
And I wasn't ignoring you. I wasn't calling you wrong. I just thought for sure.
A 4-pitch walk issued to Kaylin Schultz. Did not want to see that ball fly out of the yard off her bat again, but your reward for putting Kaylin Schultz aboard is Sydney Potter coming up next. And that will draw a visit to the center circle for Kelsey Carr.
Yeah, we talked about the 3 hits, or the 3 home runs, the 3 walks. 2 of them the intentional base on balls. That third one was intentionally a walk. Let's put it that way. That was Kansas City. The Roos did not want to have to deal with Sydney Potter, and that's what Pirates talk about right now.
Would they walk her in this situation?
Well, you do have a base open, but you've also got, I tell you what, if you're Ella Dalton and they walk Sydney Potter in front of you, that would be a little bit insulting, I would think, the way it's gone lately for her.
They will pitch to Potter, at least give the appearance of doing so. First pitch out of the zone. We've also seen teams just not give the intentional free pass, but really pitch around Sydney Potter this season as well. She is chasing the single season RBI record, hits this one hard out to right center. Diving attempt, great catch! What a play by Amber Johnson. An absolute robbery in the outfield to keep the Pirates in front.
Of all the days to keep it in the yard, and a great, great diving catch. Look at that. Stick the arm up there and hope it finds pay dirt, and it does.
Seton Hall with the 4-3 lead heading to the fourth.
Your Blue Jays baseball team will return home on Friday, May 9th to take on the Xavier Musketeers. First pitch is set for 6 p.m. at Charles Schwab Field. Purchase your tickets at gocreighton.com/buy.
Creighton unable to produce in the bottom of the third. Seton Hall still in front, and construction projects ongoing here on campus for Creighton, and that is what is to be built. The new Blue Jay Park.
Got to get your phone out when that view is going on. That's
for
starters. Sure. Waving those phones back and forth.
A brand new facility. Construction underway, should be done sometime around the end of the month. And we'll be ready for play next season. Top four, Brooklyn Patchen still in the circle. And she starts out, Brennan, with a strike. Brennan has been all over the base paths. Single and a walk. Got stuck at third last time up, last inning. The 0-1 misses. No, just does catch the corner. So I'm having trouble reading the strike zone.
This is the second straight at bat where she started her 0-2. She fought back the last time to grab that walk in the second.
Patchen wastes one, trying to get the chase. One, two, just a bit low.
This is familiar.
Brennan with the bend, hoping for the call. Yep, saw that last time. 2-2. Hit back up the middle. Fielded by Poole, throw in time, one away.
And that's not as easy as it looked, although hard hit. Poole had to be ready, but she's standing out in that sun, and the ball coming out of the sun, or out of the shadows into the sun. You see even the camera trying to adjust that white balance, slow to catch up, but a solid play by Hannah Poole over at second base.
Caroline Hobbs. She's a triple and a home run short of the cycle. Hobbs with a 1-0 count, a single and a double today. Chopped over to third, scooped by Perez, throw in time. Another good defensive play for the second out.
Yeah, John, they've gone almost around the horn here. The last three outs for the Blue Jays. Pearson had a nice easy hop, and the play by Poole, and now Perez. Looks like both teams have really kind of settled down from the initial, I wouldn't call them jitters, but everybody was just kind of at that hype, that overhype level.
Kelsey Carr, the pitcher, 2 walks already today, sees the first pitch strike. Carr has been stranded both times. One and one. Carr chops it over to third. Another play for Perez. She makes it again. And the Pirates go 1, 2, 3 in the fourth. Creighton still chasing a run. Quickly back to the bottom half here in Omaha. Softball, not the only group getting a new facility here on the campus at Creighton. New sophomore dorm being built as well, right outside where the new facility will go.
Looks like they're getting ready to almost be done with the roofing trusses there. Man, that's quite the project. Obviously, this is the look of what will be.
That's the building highlighted there in the back, the new residence hall. And in the foreground, you can see what's going to be the project that takes the place of where the softball field sits currently. This is the new layout for campus, a big pavilion where they can have graduation events, other gatherings. It's going to be a really cool green space right in the middle of campus. Bottom of 4, Dalton lays the bunt down right in front of the circle, but can't beat out the throw from Carr.
Now, similar to Sidra Seville's first bunt, just a little bit too hard. This one more in the air than Seville's was. But Carr, nice job fielding her position and gets Ella Dalton by a step.
Erica Perez in for the second time, and she takes a first pitch strike. Carr misses inside this time. 1-1. Perez with a 276 average. She's driven in 28, walked 25 times. Trying to work one here. She gets ahead 2-1. Does catch the outside corner from the left-handed Perez. 2-2.
See how we fare with 2 strikes on Erica Perez. We talked about Kaylin Schultz. She hits a home run with 2 strikes. Let's see how Perez does with her pair.
Well, nothing she can do with that one.
Well, she can watch it.
Full count now. Perez swinging away, hits it down the left side, but foul and out of play. Do the full count again. Hit back up the middle, and that's through. Perez with a 1-out single. Blue Jays have the tying run aboard here in the bottom of the 4th.
Well, you've seen how well Carr fields her position on the bunts. This one, a smoke shot, just like that single that went off of her from Sidra Seville.
And Here's Hannah Poole stepping to the plate. A no-doubter last time up that gave Creighton the lead. It was answered in the top half to give Seton Hall the advantage again. Poole hits a blooper out into left center. And Erica Perez has stopped at second. So back-to-back singles for Creighton. Hannah Poole 2 for 2 on the day.
Almost looks like she placed it out there with the bat on that swing. Just a dump shot into left center.
Looked a bit unsure on the swing. Like, didn't all follow all the way through, and here's a pinch runner coming in. Reese Ramus will run for Erica Perez. Avery Barnard, who came on as a pinch hitter in the second, popped out to third base and took position out in left field. Barnard over to the right side. Seton Hall wants to turn 2, and the throw pulled Perez off the bag. At least I thought it did. But Poole called out at second. And this might be challenged. Let's have a look. Yeah, Ramus made it to third. And it does look like Perez just did keep the toe down. So good job handling the throw, Andrea Perez, to get the second out.
Yeah, Andrea Perez, and let's be honest, she is 5'2", and she needed every bit of that to keep. You watch it, look at the close-in replay that we're getting to see here in the control room. And she does, looks like she's got that foot right on the corner of the bag as Poole slides in just behind it. So
there's a look at it. Look there.
Yeah, this is our review. I think that's already after the ball is in the glove when she comes off. And no challenge by the Blue Jays, so good call by the umpiring crew.
Third trip to the plate for Sidra Seville. Single to her credit.
You got the checklist of the steps that she's got here. It's hits for the Big East record for hits in the season. She's climbing the Blue Jay charts. I mean, she's got...
yeah, and the note from Creighton SID Patrick Davis says a hit here gives her the most single season hits. That is during Big East play. Ahead 2-0 in the count. Holds off on a pitch up and out. 3-0. Seville showed bunt, let it go by, drew the walk. Barnard did steal second during that at bat. It was uncontested. So Seville gets the free pass down to first on the walk. And it's up to Ashton Pearson to produce with 2 outs. And she sees a first pitch ball up in the zone. Kelsey Carr, who was attacking the Blue Jay hitters early, just starting to try to nibble around the edges and not getting the calls. 1-0 to Pearson. Catches the inside corner for a strike.
Well, this is where you really want to come through as the Blue Jays have with 2 away. With 3 on, with bases loaded, this is not where you want to come up empty.
Pearson, high fly ball out to right. It's caught by the second baseman Hobbs, and the threat ends for Creighton on the pop-up. Blue Jays strand 3, still trail by a run. Top of the 5th coming your way with Seton Hall leading 4-3 in Omaha. Well, after the storms moved out, the weather's been very pleasant here in Omaha.
I mean, look how blue that sky is. We haven't seen a blue sky like that all day. It started out rainy in the metro. Wasn't supposed to clear off until overnight tonight, but we'll take it.
Got this window to get a game in. Catcher Hannah Alexander will lead it off here in the top of the 5th. Tight game, 4-3. The home run from Andrea Perez has held up so far. Alexander, RBI ground out and a line out to the pitcher. Patchen misses that one badly up. Fast moving game as we're already here in the top of the 5th. It's an hour and 17 minutes from first pitch. The 1-0 in for a strike.
Well, that's one thing that when Seton Hall said, okay, if we're going to start late, we've got dinner reservations. We just need to move this one along.
What do you think? 801 Chop House?
Oh my gosh, yes. With the budget that you got at the end of the, I mean, you've saved until now,
right,
to go ahead and go to 801. So, you know, $75 steak, $20 baked potato.
Sure,
everything's a la carte.
The 1-2 hit into center. Pearson into shallow center field to make the play. One away.
I'm thinking probably Spaghetti Works.
Right.
Something like that where you can carb up for the weekend.
And a big menu. There's something for everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. And don't forget all those breadsticks.
You can't go wrong with the salad bar.
That's true.
Patchen, first pitch, hit up the middle, diving play, Pearson, the throw. What a play! The Wizard of Wamego comes through again.
We talked about some softballs that have been just out of reach. This one probably should have been out of reach, but watch the dive again, perfectly timed as she comes up with the low, hard grounder, and no problem getting rid of Gilbert off the base paths.
Quickly, 2 gone. Patchen has sit down 6 in a row. Taylor Hill, the right fielder, doubled and scored in the 3rd on the home run by Perez. 1-0. Misses up. Foul down the left side, 2-1. Brooklyn Patchen, after some early struggles finding the zone, walked a few batters, gave up some hits. She's really settled in. That one's in for a strike, 2-2. Froze Hill.
And you know, it might be the home run that settled her down. Obviously, that 2-run shot was the hit after a couple of strikeouts in the 3rd inning. But since then, 4 groundouts, a pop-up. Actually, make it 5 groundouts and a pop-up. She hasn't racked up another strikeout, but she's allowing her defense to assist her, and they certainly have.
Now the count full. And the bouncer loses Hill. She'll trot down to first on the 2-out walk.
Well, after striking Hill out at bat number 1, the double to right center field, and then, or excuse me, to left field. Now the walk. She has shown why she's one of their, well, you can't really select anybody out of that lineup. They are stacked throughout.
Naya Martinez trying to avoid the hat trick. She struck out both times. 1-0 in for a strike. Top of the zone's been in play. low and the corners not as much. 1-1. This one bounces off the knee, and Lily West lost it as it popped straight up in the air. That will allow Hill to take second.
Yeah, watch this kick again, straight up in the air. Look at it. It clears the camera height and comes down just about the batter's box. What a weird ricochet.
Scored a wild pitch. 2-1. Hit high in the air. Dalton tracking it. Over to right center, makes the play. Nothing hurt on the walk for Taylor Hill, and Creighton will come back in the bottom of the 5th, still needing a run. Seton Hall leading 4-3. Creighton dugout as they get ready to take their cuts at the plate, trailing 4-3 against St. John's. Scores from around the league. DePaul and Georgetown, the two bottom teams in the league. They've played 2 in that series already. DePaul has won both. Villanova with an 8-0 dispatching of Providence. That put them in sole possession of 3rd place. And St. John's and UConn, the battle for the top seed and the regular season title, scoreless in the bottom of the 1st.
Yeah, that other DePaul-Georgetown game, 4-2 DePaul, the final in game number 2 of that doubleheader today.
Lily West to lead it off, bottom of 5. And she hits a sharp grounder foul to the right side.
It's slightly amazing that every ball doesn't go through a wall, a player, whatever it might be, and a new pitcher.
Yeah, Kyra Krusher, the junior, on to try and close it out. And Krusher burns it in for strike 2. So perhaps a harbinger of what's to come for the rest of the weekend. As Carr exits after 4 innings of work. And you would think with a very, very important weekend series, you want to be able to use your ace at least twice. 1-2 now to Lily West. West takes the inside pitch over to the Creighton dugout. Krusher's pitched 103 innings. And West hits another one foul. 6-9 record with 1 save.
Numbers slightly up in Big East play, 5.14 ERA.
Another foul ball off the bat of West
in the conference season. Opposing hitters hitting .325 against her in conference play.
1-2 again, outside for a ball on the 7th pitch of the at-bat. And it's only 2-2. West, a chopper over to first, bobbled momentarily, and the ball popped out of the glove of Olivia Gilbert. And Lily West, a fortunate play as she is safe at first.
Well, the first time she was up, she gets it just under the glove of Martinez at third. This time, trouble picking it up for Gilbert, and then trouble hanging on to it. As Lily West runs through, Cinder Seville might have run through the tape on her last at bat, but Lily West just ran through a hurdle and is safe at first base.
And has scored an error on Gilbert. Here's Kaylin Schultz. Could put Creighton in front with one swing. And a good hitter's count here at 2-0.
She's so good at being selective. Looks like a pitch that maybe she was going to take a gamble on and just held put.
That's in for a strike at 2-1.
But again, they talk about bad strikes and good strikes. That was a bad strike. In on the hands. Probably wise of her to hold off on that particular strike.
Schultz through the middle. That'll be a single. First two aboard here, bottom of 5 for the Blue Jays.
It's unfortunate that there's no pop coming up for the Blue Jays.
Sydney Potter hasn't had much luck today. She's got 2 aboard and a chance to change the score line. Potter a strikeout and a fly ball out. Pinch runner has entered for Creighton.
Be Lynn Davis, I believe.
She will take the place of Kaylin Schultz at first. Potter's last time up, she hit a ball well into right center, but Amber Johnson just played it better. The diving catch that ended the third and ended the threat. With 2 aboard for Creighton.
That looked like a pitch that Potter was going to take a hack at. Chose to let it go by, and we'll see if she can make do.
Sends this one the other way. It'll get foul and out of play. And now 0-2.
Do you have a bid on the tarp after they're done using it this season? Take it home?
I don't. I'm going to be just honest with you. I don't have a bid. You know, I have enough tarpaulins at my house that I don't know what to do with.
I figured you were a kind of a big Breaking Bad fan, and you thought maybe about draping it over for Halloween.
The entire house?
Yes, yeah. Just during the Halloween, though, and just putting the bug truck out front.
Yeah, I suppose. I mean, you know, we do get spiders from time to time, so maybe we could just use it for that.
You could, yeah.
0-2 to Potter. Swing and a miss. Second strikeout for Sydney Potter, and the first since entering for Crucier.
El Rise ball. Yep, underneath. So it just kept heading in against Potter.
And now Ella Dalton. Ball gets away.
Yeah, good swing. Just ticks it off of the front of the plate. Or off a piece of equipment, it sounded like.
Dalton with 1 out and 2 aboard. It's this one foul. Dalton yet to reach base today. The average, which was creeping up on the 300 mark for Ella Dalton, dipped back to 288. 0-2, fouled straight back. Dalton looking for the 100th hit of her career. She will not get it there as Crucier deals a second straight strikeout. This one of the backwards K variety. And she is on the verge of working out of this jam in the bottom of the 5th.
We talked about those outside edges in the corners not being given. That ball finds its way right on the outside of the black to Ella Dalton.
Erica Perez presenting potentially the last chance of the fifth.
Krisher trying that same spot that she just struck out Ella Dalton on that pitch.
1-0 misses outside. Hannah Poole would follow. She's 2 for 2 on the day. Perez lets that go for a strike, 2-1. Hit hard but foul. Perez with 28 driven in. 29 would tie the game and 30 would give Creighton the lead. 2-2 from Krisher. Just missed away.
Yeah, watch Alexander. She tries to bring this one back in. Good eye by Perez.
2 outs, full count. 2 aboard for Creighton. Perez sneaks it by the third baseman Martinez. West rounds third. She'll come in to score. The game is tied.
What a piece of hitting. What a plate appearance by Erica Perez. Guess what, John? 2 outs again. And watch Perez, opposite field, ropes it down the line. No chance for Martinez to react in time. Lily West flying around the base pass. And Lynn Davis easily in at third base on the double of the RBI variety by Erica Perez.
And now Hannah Poole. First pitch swinging. A little behind it, but how about Erica Perez with the clutch 2-out hit to drive in the run that ties it at 4. All 4 runs for Creighton today have come with 2 outs. And this one way inside.
Lynn Davis ready down there at third base. Good snag by Alexander to keep that from getting away.
Poole with a home run and a single and a 1-1 count. Pops this one back.
The first swing of this at bat by Hannah Poole that she fouled off almost looked identical to the one that she dropped into left center field in her previous at bat. Just kind of that.
Just stuck the bat out.
Not exactly a slap, but a.
Just let the ball hit it.
Yep.
Krisher misses away, 2-2. Davis at third. Perez at second. Poole going opposite again. Foul again.
It's right up near the fans on that berm. Not a single one of them moves. You get that right angle at the top of the berm on the grass, you don't want to move. Sometimes, though, that's the same kind of seating you take at home. And as soon as you sit down and get comfortable, you leave the remote.
Yep.
You need your drink, whatever it is. That's why it's good to have a kid around.
Forgot the chips. 2-2. Poole popped high in the air. Should be an easy play for Andrea Perez. It is. And that ends the 5th inning. But Creighton ties it up on the Erica Perez double. 4-4 as we head to the 6th.
Perez, Howard, and Brennan.
Andrea Perez made the third out to end the threat for Creighton. And back in the third inning, she put Seton Hall on top with a big fly. And she will start off this sixth inning, her third trip to the plate. To call the rest of the action, here's Jake Ryan.
Thank you, John. As we get you moving here in the sixth, Andrea Perez, you almost expected to see the bat flip after that reaction, but her fourth home run of the year, a thrill, obviously, as it puts her team up on the road. Jays have tied it since then, all knotted up at 4 apiece. Brooklyn Patchen in for another inning of work, and it will be Perez that drops it into left field and is on her way to second with a leadoff double just ahead of the throw from Avery Barnard in left field.
Now Perez, after that strikeout in the second, has swung the bat really well.
Didn't give Patchen a chance to settle into that at bat. First pitch swinging. She'll grab that sliding glove and head back out to second base. And the batter will be number 12.
Pinch hitter.
And that is actually not the pinch hitter. That is the
pitcher.
Kyra Crusher would come in. Crusher, of course, if you bring in Crusher for Kelsey Carr, you lose Carr in the lineup, so she switched to the DP, and Crusher will take the swings for Seton Hall. So numbers on the year don't look too great, but never underestimate at this point of the season. The 1-0 from Patchen burns it in for a strike. What was the note I saw earlier? It is Carissa Dupuis, the only player without a hit and an RBI on this team.
Wow.
We don't want to single her out, but Sports Information did, so we'll go ahead and give you the note.
Well, even that, just to say that there's only one player on your roster without a hit or an RBI this season is pretty impressive.
Yeah, absolutely. So Crusher ready on the 2-1. The pitch from Patchen, swing, and it's fouled off, 2-2. Andrea Perez, the leadoff double. That's why she is at second base. Jays getting all their runs with 2 away. Seton Hall has been productive early in innings to create trouble against the Jays defense. Patchen outside, and it's full. Top of the order, Katie Brennan will roll around next. She's 1 for 2 on the day, has been on base twice. Pitch to Crusher, right on the inside edge, and it's a called strikeout for Brooklyn Patchen. The first K since the third, and she gets it right on the inside edge to her counterpart in the circle.
6th strikeout for Patchen. Came in with 78, so up to 84 strikeouts on the year. And she has really turned it up over the second half of the season in the circle as well.
Brennan's updated numbers. The pitch from Patchen, fouled off down the left field line, out of play. Top of the 6th, 4-4. Blue Jays getting another 2-out hit. Erica Perez providing the RBI as Lily West tied it up. 5 outs for Seton Hall, 6 for the Jays as we work on concluding game number 1 of this very important 3-game series.
2 wins in the series for Creighton, and they're locked in. They will be in the Big East tournament. Anything less, you leave it to chance.
Fouled into the screen, 1 ball and 2 strikes.
And Seton Hall entered the weekend level in the standings at 11-10 with Providence, and those two fighting for that 6th spot.
Patchen's 1-2, and it's low and outside, 2-2. Seton Hall has been good this game, getting that deep count that they've used all season long. The 2-2. And out and back to the backstop. Racing to third base is Andrea Perez. Uncharacteristic here between the battery mates today.
A lot of wild pitches from Patchen. She just, I mean, she's looked really good at times, and other times she's just looked like she doesn't quite have it.
So now another full count with a runner at third. And it's ball 4 to Brennan. Second walk of the game for the leadoff hitter.
The 5th issued by Patchen, and you wonder what the decision is for Krista Wood. When does she decide to make a change in the circle, if she does?
Well, you and I were both mildly surprised that we didn't see Kenzie Schofer to start this game.
Sure.
But Patchen has pitched very well as of late for the Blue Jays. She will start Caroline Hobbs, who's 2 for 3 on the day, off with a ball. Into the air and foul, just out of play. Near our first base cameraman. A distant relative of Ryan Gosling. Chris Newhouse, who is one of the most eligible bachelors in town, I believe. He's got himself a full-time job and a car, even a house.
And sunglasses. Don't forget those.
Well, he likes to stay incognito. The bunt is down. Patchen will flip to the plate. Safe is Perez sliding in as Patchen tried for the quick out. And it is Seton Hall back in front. Patchen trying to keep the game even at 4, and instead the ball to the backstop. Watch it again. She just comes in with that quick flip to West, and it's over the glove. And 2 on with still 1 away. On the air.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I understand wanting to make the play, trying to make the play at the plate, but sometimes you just got to take the easy one, you know, and maybe you give up the lead, but at least you get that second out, and now you've got a situation where there's only 1 out and you've got another runner aboard.
Same situation we just saw. First and third. This time, though, corners. She makes the play. You're not questioning it. You're thinking, great choice, great decision. But just over the glove, and the first pitch to Kelsey Carr is fouled off high in the air and behind the backstop. 0-1.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It comes down to execution, right? Like, if you're going to decide to do something, you have to be able to pull it off.
Outside, 1-1 now to Carr. Kelsey on the day, 0 for 1. She walked in her first 2 plate appearances. Was left stranded both times. Seton Hall has gone ahead here in the top of the 6th. Leadoff double by Andrea Perez started things. She has scored for that difference on the scoreboard.
And you said it when we started this 6th inning. It's been the early batters in the innings that have done the damage for Seton Hall.
Lifted in the air. Sidra Seville charging in. She positions herself to throw into the plate, and they will keep the runners at bay. And I say runners, I should have said runner, as Caroline Hobbs will tag from second, or excuse me, from first and go to second. So a somewhat productive out on the fly ball to right by Kelsey Carr. And there's 2 away. Runners at second and third. And the batter is Hannah Alexander. RBI ground out, line out, pop up in this one. 0 for 3, but with that crucial RBI in the first. Hannah Alexander sat out all last season with an injury and has rebounded nicely for Coach Churchill here in the 2025 season.
Seton Hall, you'd like to have 1 more. Just not have a 1-run lead heading to the bottom of the 6th.
Right down the middle.
Especially with a really good hitter at the plate and 2 in scoring position. If you come away with only 1 run out of this situation, I think you're going to feel like you let something slip by.
Well, they left 3 runners in scoring position so far out of the 6 that they've left on. Jays on the other side of it have left a total of 7 on and 5 in scoring position. So Creighton has missed a couple of big opportunities. But again, they've been pretty clutch with 2 away. Just haven't got a hit every time. If Seton Hall had allowed that, we would be seeing a much different ball game right now. Great one so far in the opener. 5-4 with 2 on, 2 away. And the batter is the catcher, Hannah Alexander. Patchen will throw that one out of the zone. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Creighton has got the offensive firepower to rally in this one. There's a line drive to right. It's down. 1 run will score. Here comes Brennan around from second. And Brennan scores, Hobbs scores. It is a 3-run cushion for the Pirates.
Well, Alexander hadn't really delivered much. She had the RBI ground out in the first, and here she goes opposite. Just slaps it into right field. Little 2-run single for the catcher, and look, Jake, a double, a walk, and that throwing error by Patchen at the plate has potentially cost the Blue Jays 2 runs here in the top of the 6th. They might have been out of this thing already, if not for trying to make the play at the plate.
Jessica Munoz will step in as the pinch runner over at first. Alexander, the Jays respecting her power. She's got 6 home runs. And you see Sidra Seville on that play have to run in after that ball was just dumped in. And if Sidra isn't having to respect the potential long ball, she might be in position to make that line drive catch. So now the batter is Olivia Gilbert.
Bounced it away again, off the ankle.
Hit by pitch. Gilbert takes the spot of Munoz at first base, and Munoz on the way to second.
Patchen, she didn't have the right grip on that. It bounces and then hits that shin pad.
So 3 runs across, and the grin from ear to ear for Olivia Gilbert.
You'll take that one. I mean,
yeah, especially off the shin pad.
A bouncer off the shin pad, no pain involved. Still conversation ongoing between Patchen and West. And they will let Patchen continue to stay in the circle.
So pinch runner at second base. Olivia Gilbert will stay in. And the batter again is the right fielder, Taylor Hill. After striking out in the first, she's done all right for herself. A double and a run on the 2-run shot by Perez, and a walk. Out to left field, Barnard giving chase, and on the run, check that, Lynn Davis giving chase. And on the run, makes the catch. The Blue Jays get out of it, but they give up 3 in the top of the 6th. They'll have to bring the bats as we get later on in this ball game. 6 to go for the Blue Jays, trailing by 3 in Omaha. 7-4 the score. We head to the bottom of the 6th as we play the final weekend at the CU Sports Complex before moving to the Northwest, just barely. Creighton and Seton Hall as the Jays and the Pirates fight for their postseason lives. The battery will be Avery Barnard as she steps up for her 3rd plate appearance here today. Reeks on a fielder's choice. Solo base uncontested in her previous at bat. Popped up to 3rd base the first time around.
Creighton needs base runners now. Trailing 7-4. You got to see Krusher last inning.
Shot into right, seeing eye single, and a quick throw to first, not in time, as Barnard races down for the leadoff hit. And the Jays are in business here in the bottom of the 6th.
Good job of Barnard setting the table to get it back to the top of the lineup. Stayed behind it, waited to make sure it was a good pitch, and then snuck it between 1st and 2nd.
And good hustle the entire way through. Taylor Hill was up with it quickly, but Barnard was already clearly across the bag. First pitch to Sidra Seville is outside for ball number 1. Seville, after bunting in the 1st and getting a quick out, has singled and walked.
And should correct the note we gave earlier. She would move into the top 10 in single season hits in program history with a base knock right here.
I mean, that checklist is long, John. It's
Yeah.
not surprising that those notes got twisted. The 2-0 to Seville. To the left side, throw over, and that was close. Gilbert squeezing the ball from Perez, but Andrea Perez almost waited too long. And they get her by maybe a shoe tip. Watch it again, little slow chopper. She looks to second, and the throw over just does beat her. Great speed out of Seville, but not enough there, and the batter is Ashton Pearson.
Barnard was able to get to 2nd. So, and it's a pinch hitter for Creighton.
I was going to say, we will not see Ashton Pearson. It's Ashley Smetter, the Nebraska transfer, that will step in. Pearson was 0 for 3, lined out to left, popped up, foul on a bunt attempt in the 3rd, and a pop-up into shallow right field to the 2nd baseman the last time.
Smetter batting just 194. Have a couple of doubles. Driven in only 1 run.
Sun blinding again, fouls this one into the net. The way this day started and the way that the forecast was, you would have never thought the sun would be shining and it would be getting into such a nice night for softball.
Weren't sure we were going to get this one in, to be honest.
Next pitch to Smetter, ground ball towards 2nd base, up with it, the throw, and down goes Smetter as Hobbs over to Gilbert for out number 2. It'll be Lily West for the Blue Jays.
She's done well with 2 outs today. Got that single back in the 1st. And has come around to score 2 of the 4 runs.
She reached last inning to tie the game, to set up the tying run on that hustle single. That ball back up the middle, and here comes a run for the Blue Jays. Barnard across to make it 7-5, and they slice it down to 2. Well, the 2-out hitting for Lily West continues in the clutch.
Yeah, just a dribbler back up the middle that finds its way into the outfield and tack on the RBI for West. She had a pretty good day at the plate.
And, you know, even bigger, John, is the 2 outs that preceded that. Both productive outs that moved Barnard along on the base pass.
Big at bat for Kaylin Schultz right here.
Schultz 2 for 2, drew a walk, hit a 2-run homer, and singled. She was stranded at 3rd last inning. As ahead in the count here, 1-0. The pitch by Krusher.
Very worried about Lily West over at first.
She is perfect on the year as far as stolen bases go.
Alexander's pump fake down to first a couple of times when West. That pitch, I don't know. It looked like a really good frame job by Alexander. It looked like it was below the knees, but good job by the catcher of pulling it back into the zone.
And now another strike.
She did it again. Have a look.
Right below the letters on that pitch. Crusher's pitch outside, and the count is full to Schultz with Sydney Potter lurking. 3 runs in the top half of the 6th for Seton Hall. Jay's trying to draw even here in the bottom half. Schultz, big swing, fouled it off down the right field side.
Yeah, not the pitch she wanted by any means, but just had to protect with the full count. Get anything on it. Keep the at-bat going.
Crusher rocks, fires. Schultz delivers another foul ball off the right side.
And that's more like the pitch she wanted. The pitch that she hit out back in the first was at the top of the zone, and that's where her power zone is.
The 3-2. Another ball hit foul. And our home plate umpire sprints to the dugout to get some new softballs. Matt Teichmeyer's got reservations. He's hustling.
No doubt.
Reloaded and ready to go. One on, 2 out. The pitch outside and a walk. Second issued to Schultz today. Her 4th time on base in 4 at-bats. And let's see what Sydney Potter can do against Kira Crusher, or maybe not. Maybe we'll have another change. A visit to the circle to talk about the threat as this game into the later stages.
No, Potter's had no success at the dish today, but you just can't count her out.
Well, that fly ball to center certainly looked like it was going to get down that we saw earlier, and it was the web gem from Amber Johnson, the diving catch by the Pirates center fielder that saved them in that inning. There were 2 on when Potter hit that ball long. In fact, it was Seville and Schultz in front of her. And you would have expected that they were going to score if that ball had gotten down. So here's Potter, 0 for 3. Potter rips it into right center field. Potter gives the Blue Jays the lead. 8-5 on a 3-run jack by Sydney Potter.
I mean, what did I just say? No success at the plate all day long. First pitch, Potter blasts it out of the yard. Just immense power.
First home run of the day, a 2-run shot to tie it. A solo shot to go ahead, and a 3-run homer to again go ahead. After trailing by 3 entering the inning, the Blue Jays have scored 4, and they lead Seton Hall 8-7 here in the bottom half of the 6th.
And what am I going to say, Jake? All 3 runs.
With 2 out.
With 2 out.
Another deep drive. This one will be handled, or no, it bounces on the track. It got away from Taylor Hill, and Ella Dalton will grab herself a double after the 3-run shot by Sydney Potter. And again, that ball into the sun in right field. That's trouble. Watch it the whole way. And it may be Hill unfamiliar with the field.
Yeah, she lost it in the sun is what it looks like to me. Just holding the glove up there to try and hope that it somehow lands in the leather. She never saw it.
Well, she starts play just behind the shadows. No excuses. She was in the sunlight the entire time, but the ball comes out of those deep shadows behind the plate.
It's tough. We have seen it multiple times in this park where the ball that comes out of the shadow into the sunlight is a tough play.
Kyra Crusher will face Erica Perez with 1 on and 2 away. Upstairs to Perez. Erica has got a single and a RBI double. She is 2 for 3 on the day and would love to be 3 for 4 and drive in another run. The pitch, low and outside, 2-0.
Potter came in needing 6 runs to tie the all-time record for single season RBI for Creighton. She just got 3 big ones right there.
She's halfway there when the Jays were living on a prayer. I mean, if we're going to play a team from New Jersey, you might as well belt out the Bon Jovi lyrics. Here's the 3-0 to Perez. It's a strike. What numbers the Jays have put up offensively this season. Seville so close to career and season marks. Sydney Potter so close. By the way, Ella Dalton picked up her 100th career hit
with that double.
It's a nice season when you're able to talk about milestones for the players playing. The 3-2 to Perez. Drilled foul toward the Kittygon Pavilion. There it is. There's the Plinko board.
Hopefully we get some use out of it this weekend. The last weekend of Blue Jay Plinko.
The pitch. Perez again fouls it off. Here's my idea. You put a couple of poles right in the middle of Cummings Street. Okay.
In the middle of the street.
In the middle of the street, yes. Okay. You put some cones around them or something. And then you put that roof down to the left field wall, and any home run that lands up there is a Plinko ball.
Yeah.
Perez fouls it off again, straightening it out just a little bit. What do you think about that?
Yeah, nobody needs to drive on Cummings Street, so.
Oh, they can drive. They'll just have to be more careful.
No, shut it down.
Okay, I like it. We've already closed most of Burt Street. Why not Cummings Streets? 8-7 Blue Jays. Perez.
It's only the primary route to the airport.
A full count. The pitch. Fouls it off again. There are other ways to the airport.
Hey!
Here we go. A Plinko ball. There's the board. Let's see what we've got.
Is anybody playing?
I don't know. We'll find out. The ball. Oh.
Back onto the field of play. No points awarded.
I'm telling you what. Director of Athletics, Marcus Blossom.
He wanted the points.
And I don't know what his current Achilles situation is.
Okay.
But he could have given it a little jump and had that. Clearly involved in the conversation, though. So
he wanted the points, though. You could see it. He was looking.
Yeah. You got to put conversation before congratulations. There's the pitch by Perez. Fouls it in to the net this time. As Kira Crusher continuing to fight with the Blue Jay third baseman.
Yeah, we had our third base cameraman, Aaron Lavity, take the season lead in Plinko points with a 5,000 pointer in the midweek.
It was a true Plinko gem. Did she go around? She did not.
No swing.
So Perez walks. Runners at first and second now for Hannah Poole. Hannah Poole's done all right today. 2 for 3. A single. And a go-ahead solo homer in the second.
Ooh, that's really close from Erica Perez. I mean, that is super close.
First pitch to Poole, swinging. It's a dribbler to third. Quick step by Martinez. And the Pirates are out of it on the 5 unassisted. Nice job by the third baseman to get Seton Hall out of it. We go to the top of the 7th. Sydney Potter, bye-bye. And a Blue Jay lead into the final inning of play. Top 7 right at the bottom of your screen. That is Cumming Street. Obviously, the route to Epley International Airfield.
Soon
down
to be.
the road. Oh, soon to be. Not quite. They got to finish the renovations. But that would be, you put it right on the yellow lines right there. And in fact, I don't even think you need both lanes.
Well, it would also be good protection for passing cars.
Right.
So you don't get a Mike Dalton situation.
And also protection for the Brew Dads.
Yes, they need
who would
protection.
be standing out there as well.
Especially during rain delays.
So here you go. It's serious time for the Blue Jays. Kenzie Schofer has entered to try to close things out against Seton Hall. We will see for the Hall the latter part of the order here, as the batter will be Naya Martinez. 7-8-9 Martinez 0 for 3. Andrea Perez 2 for 3 with a home run and 2 runs scored, and the spot occupied by the current pitcher. Deep drive, but not very deep, but it will fall in. Again, misread by the Blue Jay outfield, as Megan McCutcheon has come back in at second. That was Hannah Poole. That's returned to her original spot in the lineup, defensively out in left field. It really sounded and looked like a much deeper ball, and Poole started back and will have to come in. Nearly jumped over her on the weird bounce.
I don't know if she saw it, Jake. It looked like she didn't know what was happening with the ball until it touched the turf.
So Martinez picks up her first hit of the game, 1 for 4 now. Andrea Perez, she led off last inning with a double, ended up scoring on the error by Brooklyn Patchen. Fielder's choice hit by Caroline Hobbs.
Swung the bat really well today.
Runner at first base, and the pitch. It's a 1-0. They were looking to give away the out to move Martinez along. They trail by 1 here in the top of the 7th. Jays appealing on that bunt attempt by Perez. Our first base umpire, Paul Boyd, says no, she did not. I would agree with that assessment.
Yeah, it certainly looked like she got it back in time.
Perez ready, as is Martinez at first. There's a bunt in the air. Jay's unable to get there as Potter was charging. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike.
It's always interesting when you see a player who you know wants to bunt. Do you start throwing the riser to try and get those bunt pop-ups? Because it can be really hard to read, and the way that ball spins, it can just float straight up in the air.
Let's see what Schofer comes with here. There's the bunt. Potter quickly over to McCutcheon, and they do take the out. That Seton Hall gives them the sacrifice. Works to move Martinez to second base. Now in scoring position with 1 away.
Yeah, Pirates just chasing that 1 run, willing to sacrifice and get the runner in scoring position. And you take the double play off, and now you're assured that you're going to get back to the top of the order, barring a bad base running mistake.
So here comes Aaron Howard re-entering. Crusher's day is done. And a 0 for 2 appearance so far. A fly ball to right and a ground ball to short. Runner at second is the tying run. Naya Martinez led off with a single to left. Howard calling for time. She'll take a practice swing and re-enter the batter's box. Seton Hall with 2 outs to go. That ball up and out to even the count at 1 ball, 1 strike.
Schofer knows she's going to have to face Brennan, who's been terror today, and what she'd, I'm sure, not like to have is 2 aboard and 1 out when she faces Brennan. So this is a very, very important at bat.
How about a strike on the 1-1, and it's 1 and 2 to Howard.
And for Seton Hall, you're just asking Aaron Howard to get aboard any which way. Doesn't matter how you do it. Get to first base and give us a chance.
Or in the very least, at least move the runner from second into that spot where a single would tie it. Here's the pitch from Schofer. High fly ball. Ella Dalton, no problem. And a throw back just in time is Naya Martinez. There are 2 outs for Katie Brennan, let's see what she can do. She is officially 1 for 2 on the day. She's reached 3 times, a couple of walks. She's scored 2 runs for the Pirates. And she's ready to go. So here you go, Martinez at second, Brennan at the plate. The pitch is in for a strike from Kenzie Schofer.
And the benefit here for Creighton is that it's the first time through facing Schofer. You don't have the read that you had on Patchen if you're Seton Hall.
The 0-1 outside, Brennan lays off. Katie Brennan, the Obi-Wan Kenobi of game number 1 of this series for Seton Hall. Fouls it into the net. It is Star Wars weekend, by the way, John.
And we're getting close.
It is also Berkshire Hathaway weekend here in Omaha.
It certainly is. Buses traveling past Warren Buffett's home.
We'll trust that Seton Hall made their reservations early or they would have been shut out. It's not good when you have to stay in Lincoln and you're playing in Omaha. The 1-ball, 2-strike count from Schofer. The pitch way up top, gets away. Martinez racing to third, and she is a step closer. And the Pirate dugout feeling the energy. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Lily West has had a big challenge today from her pitching staff. She has been all over the place.
4th wild pitch of the game for Creighton pitching.
The 2-2, low and outside, and it's full. Brennan has walked twice already. Schofer collecting herself. An exciting, drama-filled game number 1 between the Pirates and the Blue Jays.
Back and forth.
Schofer's payoff pitch. Across and a strikeout. And the Blue Jays win game number 1 in exciting come-from-behind fashion. Schofer strikes out Brennan to end game number 1, and the Blue Jays are a step closer to the Big East postseason.
Wow, what a tense game on both sides. Back and forth. It looked like Seton Hall, when they took that 3-run lead, as tight as this game had been, it looked like that might be the separation that would decide this game. But a huge inning from Creighton in the bottom of the 6th, and then a good lockdown outing from Schofer to end it in the top of the 7th.
Now they're going to have to cut a pineapple in half before every game here against Seton Hall. What a finish for the Blue Jays. What quality at bats that they launched into the stratosphere. Kaylin Schultz, Hannah Poole, and Sydney Potter with the big flies, and the Blue Jays rally and come from behind. Another thrilling win in this, let's call it the second half of the season. We'll forget the first half of the season for the Blue Jays, but they have turned it on. They've won 12 of 14, and again need just 1 win to clinch a spot in the Big East tournament.
And now for the final 2 games of this series, the pressure's on Seton Hall. They lost the season series to Providence, so if they end up level in the record with Providence, they would be the odd team out when it comes to the Big East tournament, as only the top 6 make it. And Seton Hall now with a ton of pressure on them for Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah, thrilling victory. Obviously, Coach Wood and the rest of the staff will talk it over with the Jays. They are pumped up and ready to go. We're looking to see if we can effort the hero of the bottom of the 6th, Sydney Potter. See how long this meeting goes, but I mean, you can't draw it up much more for the home team the way it was today. You get down 2-0 in the first, and you're thinking, oh my, what are we going to do? Kaylin Schultz, great piece of hitting with 2 strikes, homers to tie it up. The following inning, Hannah Poole, the transfer, who not only has been with Creighton, but it was with Furman and also Radford as well. She's found a home this year in her senior season. And then, of course, you get the big bats in that 6th inning. And
well, Creighton does it the way they've done it in this second half of the season with the long ball. That's how they have generated most of their runs, is by hitting the ball out of the park. And if you can do it, great. And they did it today.
Absolutely. 3 more on the season. Obviously, it's Schultz and Potter, the 2 big swingers on the year. And there's that pineapple. We're going to need 2 more, Coach. Make sure they're here, as the Pirates and Jays still have 2 to play here in Omaha. What a game number 1 between the Pirates and the Blue Jays for the crew today. Bringing us all the action on the cameras. For my partner, John Schreiner, I'm Jake Ryan. We'll talk with you tomorrow for game number 2 of this Big East softball series. Have a great rest of the night, everybody. Until then, this has been Blue Jay Baseball.